Yeah, you notice how he always invokes these stern, solemn tones of the statesman, staid, right, very laid back, very serious. And I'm glad that Tucker called him out on that to say,
Yeah.
Wait, people died. Who are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because
And
if
I
you're
think
repeating
maybe
media
Tucker-
lies about, the protesters killing people,
Yeah.
right? Let's call it out. And then he goes
Tucker
to Ashley
saved
Babbitt.
him.
And it absolutely saved him, because otherwise you'd be thinking, okay, so you're just condemning all the protesters that day. And, he did come out and say that. That was nice, but it felt like he was trying to throw a bone or be balanced in his staid, solemn, pronunciations on the topic.
Were you comfortable enough with what he said about whether we have done enough about election integrity in this country? Because, it felt to me like he didn't go all in and saying, hey, there are some states with some peculiarities that we should have looked further into. And perhaps the American people should not feel right now like they have a free and fair election.
I mean, here's the one thing that unites everyone we've heard from so far today, and that is not a single one of them is ever going to be president of the United States. And part of the reason for that, possibly, is that Pence's attitude, right? I mean, he's talking about voter integrity, which is important, and he is not wrong, right? He is not wrong that in many states, Florida, Texas, et cetera, they have passed legislation that has changed the dial. They've gone back to, just pre-COVID, if you're old enough to remember what the rules were.
Right.
But we have not completely swept, all that BS away that came in a wave of legislation from the left. And certainly I don't know any sane person who thinks in the key 10, 12 counties in this nation that we have resolved any of those structural problems. So to speak about it as if we've already resolved it, we've made these strides. Yeah, we've made some strides, but you're not worried about that at all?
Right.
You don't see that as an existential crisis?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, Delano, what are your thoughts on Mike Pence's performance?
I think he had trouble with the Ukraine question.
Yeah.
And I applaud Tucker Carlson for asking this particular question to every person he speaks to, because I think at a certain point, our elected officials have to declare their primary allegiances.